A very good evening and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Weekend Primetime News. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. First a look at the stories making headlines tonight. "5,000 agrarian families affected by the break in the bund of the Mahaweva in Balgasweva, Hambantota. Wholesalers say the price of imported dal has increased rapidly. Sri Lanka's second international airport to open its doors tomorrow. South India's DMK warns that if India fails to bring amendments to the resolution on Sri Lanka at the Human Rights Council, they will leave the ruling alliance. And now for the stories in detail. A section of the bund of the Mahaweva in Balgasweva, Hambantota, broke off last night. Farmers charged that the negligence of the responsible authorities led to this situation.
The Mahaweva supplies water to about 40 minor reservoirs in the Hambantota district, nourishing about 4,000 acres of farmland. A leak sprung up on the bund about a year ago. We showed this to the irrigation department, but they disregarded it. Farmers say that about 300 acres of farmland have been destroyed following the break in the bund. Since the waters have not receded as yet, it is not possible to determine how many acres of farmland have been damaged as a result. Crops are being harvested in this season for the Sinhala Tamil New Year. This is the fate that has befallen the ripe harvest. The hopes of the farmers who reaped the harvest and were waiting expectantly to carry it home today have been washed away by the waters of the very reservoir that nourished their lands. People say various stories, but there was no such significant problem here. When the waters recede, reconstruction work will commence. Although Mahaweli authorities expressed these views, other public institutions in the area have a different opinion. There was a hole prior to this. The section of the bund completely broke off when the hole widened. Large swaths of farmland have been inundated as a result. About 5,000 families rely on this for their livelihood. It will not do for this to be repaired next month. If some minister or high official was getting a commission out of this, inquiries would have been made in a flash. The farmers who charged that the institutions responsible for the maintenance and renovation of reservoirs and waterways have neglected their responsibility are hopefully awaiting a speedy resolution. We ask the government to speedily repair this. There is a very short time for the harvest to commence.
A number of tanks and reservoirs across the island damaged over the recent past. The banks of the Konkado Reservoir in Ratnapura breaks its banks. The Arachikattu and Anandakattu tanks break their banks and inundate 6 villages. Over 150 tanks damaged. The Kiulekadu Reservoir and Galinbinduruava breaks its banks once again. The Hatuava in Galgamu also at risk of breaking its banks. 6 tanks in the Borneo district break their banks. Last night, Dikwava in Tisapura Hambantota breaks its banks. What is the reason for the tanks to break banks even during a simple rainfall? Are the authorities waiting for a greater disaster to occur?
Newly elected Chinese President Xi Jinping told President Mahinda Rajapaksa over the phone yesterday that China supports Sri Lanka's efforts to protect its national sovereignty and would continue to offer assistance.
Chinese state media reported that during their telephone conversation, President Rajapaksa congratulated his Chinese counterpart on his election and said that the two countries are close friends. President Rajapaksa had added that the Sri Lankan people appreciate China's assistance to help the country promote peace, stability and development. The president had also said that Sri Lanka would continue to firmly support China on issues concerning its national sovereignty and territorial integrity. For his part, the Chinese president thanked President Rajapaksa for his congratulations and said that China and Sri Lanka are friendly neighbors. He noted that for many years, bilateral ties have maintained a healthy and stable development momentum with fruitful cooperation in all sectors. Xi also thanked the president for Sri Lanka's long-term support on issues regarding China's core interests and said China highly values the development of its relations with Sri Lanka. He said that China firmly supports Sri Lanka's efforts to protect its independence, sovereignty and territorial integrity, and would continue to provide assistance to Sri Lanka within China's capacity.
Indian Finance Minister P. has said that India must support the US-sponsored resolution on Sri Lanka based on its content.
We share the same feelings. My feelings will be the feelings of the Tamil people tomorrow. If this resolution contains such a sentiment, then India must raise its voice in support of this resolution. India must support this resolution. My request is that we all wait patiently until the 22nd. I believe that we will receive good news. You too must have this belief. Share your belief with your neighbor. You too must share the belief your neighbor has. Everyone must share this belief with the students. We must make this belief go until the 22nd.
The leader of the Tamil Nadu political party, the DMK, has issued a final warning to the Congress-led UPA government that the DMK would certainly leave the alliance if India fails to take steps to incorporate suitable amendments to the draft resolution on Sri Lanka to be placed before the UN Human Rights Council. Karunanidhi made this statement today while releasing a copy of a letter addressed by him to Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and Congress leader Sonia Gandhi. Indian Minister of External Affairs Salman Khurshid says that the decision on the vote in the United Nations Human Rights Council on the resolution against Sri Lanka will be taken after consulting the DMK and other allies. Khurshid made this statement in New Delhi today. Now, according to Indian media reports, Khurshid said, quote, the UPA government will take a decision on the vote against Sri Lanka in the UNHRC later this month after a meeting with its allies, particularly the DMK, unquote. Well, opening a new chapter in the history of aviation in Sri Lanka, the Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport will open its doors tomorrow. The first phase of the airport can comfortably accommodate 1 million passengers annually.
The first phase of the Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport was constructed with Chinese aid using local engineering knowledge. One of the most notable features of the airport is the passenger terminal. The passenger terminal, which comprises of a courtyard as well, has been constructed in an environmentally friendly manner, tapping the local architectural knowledge base. The terminal, which spans an area of 12,000 square meters, is fully equipped with modern technology. The staff have also been especially trained to provide efficient service to passengers. Another notable feature of the Mattala Airport is that a separate baggage transfer system has been installed for passengers on domestic flights. 2 bridges connecting the terminal to the aircraft have been erected at the terminal. Airport and Aviation Services Sri Lanka Limited says that it expects numerous benefits from this airport due to it being uniquely located on the borders of 3 provinces.
Sabaragamu Palata, Uva Palata.
Numerous districts in Sri Lanka, not only the Hambantota district, will reap benefits from this, as the airport is located bordering the Sabaragamu, Uva and eastern provinces. If you take the number of Sri Lankan workers abroad, about 93% are from these provinces. The Rajapaksa International Airport will be more of a boon than an inconvenience to them. The cargo terminal at the airport has been constructed in a manner which will expedite the import of local products. The cargo terminal, which spans to an area of 5,000 square meters, can handle cargo of up to 45,000 metric tons annually. According to Sri Lanka's geographical location, all continents except the American continent can be reached within 8 hours. The aviation industry is an industry from which many economic benefits can be reaped. We are proud to say that the Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport will host international flights from the day it commences operations.
මීටර් 45ක් උස සුවිශේෂී ගුවන් ගමන් පාලක කුළුණ ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය
A 45-meter tall air traffic control tower, a passenger terminal which displays the identity of Sri Lankan architecture, a 3,500-meter long and 75-meter wide runway, the Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport will be declared open with all these facilities.
News First වෙනුවෙන් මම ගයන් සම්පත් මත්තල රාජපක්ෂ ජාත්‍යන්තර ගුවන්තොටුපළේ සිට.
The Colombo Whole Trade Sellers Association says the price of imported dal have increased rapidly.
The chairman of the Colombo Wholesale Traders Association, K. Palaniandi, noted that the reason for this sudden rise in prices is the increase in dal prices in the international market. He further noted that the wholesale price of dal has increased to 150 rupees from 130 rupees. He went on to say that there may be no increase in the price of dal until the new year and the price may increase thereafter.
An accident occurred at around 2 p.m. yesterday on the Bandargamahorna road. A motorcycle was involved in this accident. The motorcyclist was admitted to hospital.
Well, taking a look at a developing story for tonight, Attorney General Palita Fernando says that he has advised the Ministry of Sports regarding the report filed by the committee appointed to look into the nomination of parliamentarian Thilanga Sumatipala for the post of President of SLC. When Sports first inquired, the Attorney General stated that a final decision on the report has not yet been taken.
According to Section 29 of the new law for national sports bodies, the approved list of nominees should be sent to the affiliated bodies a fortnight prior to the annual general meeting. Accordingly, the final date to approve the list of nominees and notifying the sports bodies concluded last Friday. CEO of Sri Lanka Cricket Ajit Jayasekara said that the executive committee decided to postpone the final date to approve nominations by a week. Based on this, the Minister of Sports Mahinda Gamge said that the election, which was due to be held on the 30th of this month, was postponed to the 16th of April. He added that the delay in the final decision of the Attorney General regarding Thilanga Sumatipala's nomination is the reason for the postponement. The Sports Act clearly states the set of measures to be taken when a doubt arises on a nominee's suitability. Therefore, I have a doubt whether an Attorney General needs to be consulted. The Minister of Sports has the authority to take decisions on this following investigations. If more time is taken through the Attorney General, then there is room to question whether this is being done for political reasons. A TV deal is going on now. If you have someone known to you from the board, then you can get the deal. I think the election is being postponed on purpose because SLC can get a large sum of money through the deal.
Sri Lanka cricket
Opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe attended the meeting that was held to establish the Lawyers Association in Kurunegala.
ආණ්ඩුව බලන්නේ හිතන්නේ මත්තල රාජපක්ෂ ජාත්‍යන්තර ගුවන්තොටුපොළ ගැන.
The government is only focusing on the Mattala airport. I am thinking of saving Sri Lanka's good name and I am working on behalf of the Sri Lankans. After considering the dangerous situation the people would be facing in the future, I suggested that we should work together and salvage the country's good name. I am sad that I have not received a response to it. About 3 ministers have reprimanded me. I do not intend on doing politics with this issue. If I had any intention of doing politics, I could have reprimanded the government. If I wanted to put the government in trouble, we could have gone to Geneva and given statements.
මට තිබුණේ ආණ්ඩුවට බයින්න. මට ආණ්ඩුව අමාරුවේ දාන්න ඕන නම් අපිට ගිහින් ජෙනීවා ගිහින් මීට ඉස්සෙල්ලා සාක්ෂි දෙන්න තිබුණා.